Hello, friends. Hello, I am Ozan Kurtbey. Welcome to my astrology channel, my weekly astrology analyses. First of all, welcome everyone. Friends, there will be beautiful changes in the sky next week. The sun, currently, first of all, the retrogrades have ended. The retrogrades have ended. Next week, the shadow periods will also come to an end. And with the end of these shadow periods, we will enter a very beautiful, we will go to the period because Mars has completed its period in Cancer. And it has transitioned to Leo. He has moved to Leo. Yes, it has transitioned to Leo, fixed. The planet Mars, with all its energy, has entered a sign where it can transfer all its energy directly, the sign of Leo. In Cancer, it could transfer indirectly. Now it can transfer directly. The sun's influence here will also be very strong because Leo, as you know, is ruled by the sun star. A much more efficient flow in the events we will undertake is beginning. Not from this moment, not from this moment. Next week, there are matters we need to pay attention to. We must pay attention to this. We are obliged to. For this reason, let me warn you in advance. For now, next week, as of Monday, month, Pluto conjunction. The Moon-Pluto conjunction in the sign of Aquarius. This will have a very strong influence on the emotional reactions we give, the experiences we have, and the actions we take due to Pluto's conjunction, especially mentally because Aquarius represents the mind and the legs. In a social manner, we might move towards a change in direction or a change in ideas. Let me say it from the start. It's beneficial to say it from the start. Now, Mercury has transitioned into Aries. In Aries, Mercury represents the first house in Zodiac. It represents the first house in Zodiac, living space. Communication and focus are centered on our own living space. Next week, let me check exactly from the program for a second. Isn't it next week? As of Sunday, the sun is ending its journey in Taurus. It ends its journey, and Taurus transits. At the start of the week, we will immediately be under the influence of Taurus. Thus, values like our home, our comfort zone, transactions related to money, and commercial cycles will be more prominent. This event will even enter into our routine. It will even enter our household because Taurus represents our domestic values. Mercury represents our living space, our work life, home. Taurus, our work life, social activities, Aries, the path we want to walk, our dreams, it represents that. Mercury is also here. Mercury is already here. We are focused in that direction. Communication is towards there. Venus, flirts, transactions related to money, topics related to this. In matters related to money and flirts, it continues its journey in Pisces. The shadow period of the retro is also coming to an end. By next week, we will have completely moved on from there. With the Libra full moon, in terms of the transformation and completion of the delicate balances in our lives this week, a very beautiful flow begins. However, it is beneficial to pay attention to Venus's journey in Pisces, because Pisces represents the 12th house. In its natural flow, there is no direct approach to a person. After it leaves, then you do the job behind its back. In literature, this is currently called tripping someone up. In flirtations, one needs to look at the situation like this. A Scorpio creature, what is in its nature? When you take it in your hand or approach it, it's clear that it will sting. It's clear that it will sting because there is no other possibility. That's in its nature. In the nature of a Pisces, there's no direct confrontation because it represents the 12th house. In its nature, there is intervening from behind. That's how it is by its structure. It's like this by its nature, just like its structure. You have to act based on this, especially in transactions related to money and in the emotional connection when flirting stage. You cannot make a direct move in any way, right? You can't. And since Venus is currently in Pisces, this applies to everyone. It's not just applicable to Pisces. This is a structural feature of Pisces. But there's a problem with that state. There's also the planet Saturn there. The planet Saturn says if you do this, you'll have to bear the consequences. If you're willing to bear the consequences, do it. If you're willing to bear the consequences, do it. Because the issue is your values. The sun has moved into Taurus, your values. Mercury in Aries, life area. Next week, the moon is in Aquarius. Then there's a sun conjunction with the moon in Pisces. There's a conjunction of Venus, the sun, and Saturn. After that, there's a conjunction of the moon in Taurus. The final event next week. The moon. We'll move into Taurus and we'll create the moon again. We'll animate the moon again. Here, regarding values, there will be opportunities and beginnings that will enhance your comfort zone. But until then, since the process will be during the dark phase of the moon, plans won't quite work out, and there will be plenty of setbacks. Because Venus in Pisces is undermining this. But justice will also be served. Why? Because there is a conjunction there. Now, you can also reflect this in your relationships. You can take this and, with plenty of creativity, develop it in commercial cycles with Venus in Pisces. That's why. You might also want to develop your relationship in this direction. You might want to develop it. This completely depends on how you use the imagination of Venus in Pisces. Now that Mars has moved into Leo, and many opportunities are with Jupiter in Gemini, sign as many opportunities arise from socializing, and expansion comes from there. How you can take advantage of this is entirely up to you. Next week. Pluto in Aquarius is creating a sharp cycle. Transformation. New perspectives, new ideas, the desire for your legs to change direction based on those ideas, or if you're in the wrong direction and unaware of it, Pluto starting to guide you there. We will experience all of these next week. All of it. Now, let's see this. How we will evaluate through the zodiac signs. Friends with the sun sign and rising sign Aries. Next week, the 11th, 12th, 1st, and 2nd houses. 11, 12, 1, and 2. Where's Mars? Well, it moved into the sign of Leo. The 5th house will encourage you a lot to be giving, constructive, and creative. For this, primarily, some changes in ideas may arise from the connections you will receive from outside. This can lead to a mandatory, compulsory change of direction for you. While doing this, as it will pass through the 12th house, there will be both completions and some some disagreements, differences in opinion will occur, and this will bring the breaking points of this reflection. If you don't want to be harmed by these breaking points, you need to pay close attention to Venus in Pisces. Someone might say yes to your face then, due to the nature of Venus in Pisces, say no behind your back and try to trip you up. You need to pay attention to that part. So it's beneficial not to be too giving. Dear Taurus, when the moon enters Taurus, you will be able to review this transformation cycle from the beginning, because the discovery house is the rising house. Wow. How did this happen to me? Why did they do it? How can I fix this? You stand up and say, you have to wait for the new moon. Make that discovery and wait for the new moon, because the new moon will be in your 2nd house. Then some things. Say goodbye, make peace, and start anew. But that farewell process will definitely come to life next week. If you don't want to, Pluto will make it happen anyway. Exactly. Mayday, Mayday, I'm saying to you, dear Ascending Aries, act accordingly. because the sun is transitioning into your second house. And the new moon will occur there in its values. Don't rush. Mars can make Leo rush. Otherwise, Emin Koch will already want to hurry. Exactly. Let's move on to Taurus signs for now. The status of the Taurus signs. The sun is moving into your first house. The sun is moving into your first house. There might be some relinquishments next week. Relinquishments. The knife is now at the bone. Because the knife is at the bone, the level of realization. Now, your filter is wide. The knife being at the bone means hitting the bottom of your filter. The moment you reach there, the moment you realize, you will already lower the switch. You will lower it automatically. Because up there, Pluto will make you lower it in your career field or life stance, even if you don't want to. Lower it, dear. You will sort out this lowering part. Next week, you will organize it anyway. You are actually very aware of this, but let's say you are waiting for the last moment. Number 10, F. Number 11, F. Number 12, F. This is entirely a completion process for what is happening. Once completed, it will click, click, the breaking point. After that breaking point, you will move towards a leap. But first, you need to address that breaking point. You need to complete it. Mars has already transitioned into your fourth house. Security area. Everything will be in a state that completely satisfies you. That click can also cause a complete change in your perspective. Since you are doing this, do it together again. A topic or something. Come on, me. You will eat green in front of us. Come on. How did I not see this? You saw it, but you couldn't accept it. Because the knife hadn't reached the bone. Now you still might not be able to accept it. But you know you have to do it. You know you have to do it. And you need to act based on this. You will go on playing within it anyway. Even if something remains as a regret inside. But how far can butt go? But how far can the knife withstand the ground? But nothing there. If it were a shop, it would be yours. If it were a bull, it would be yours. Shall we come to Mr. Twins? Now, Mr. Sully Twins. Jesus Christ. Mr. Twins. What is your situation? Now, Pluto in the 9th house will change your lifestyle, whether you want it or not. The sun is your tidbitty moving into the 12th house next week. Mercury has already transitioned there. Mercury has already made the transition there. Venus is still in your career house. There will be some fluctuations there. Next week, you will need to overcome those fluctuations. At the beginning of the week, you will actually see where the situation is heading. There's just the question of, can I do this? You will start calculating and planning for this. But if we realize this by the end of the week, then it's not about whether I can do it, not about whether I can jump this hurdle. You have to jump. You have to jump. There's nothing else to do there. You have to jump. Can I do it? Should we consider it for later? Shouldn't we do it now? I hope I'm not losing it. Come on, let me also look at a losing direction. How much longer will you postpone? How much longer will you postpone? If you keep postponing, your values will be lost. Come on. Otherwise, your values will be lost. There's nothing to do there. Your values will be lost. It's time to leave these habits behind and adopt brand new ones. Otherwise, along with those values, you will also remain in the past. I say, you will meet your maker. What happened? You will reach a point where people won't understand you anymore. I can fall from the twin as well. Your truths are preventing this. You see, there's a saying around you with me. Then, knowing but not being able to do. That's your problem, my friend. If you know but can't do it because you haven't changed your habits, that's completely knowingly playing the fool. This is that week, dear twins. You will head towards the week of knowingly playing the fool this week. Already, the egg will come to the mouth of the little one by the end of the week. After that, I will see, dear twins, happening. Hey, exactly. Hey. Again, the moon in the 12th house at the last second like this will happen at the last second. As you transition from the meaty you to the left stage of the wormhole, Anna, less meaty you. The hole closed. It was open for a long time. Why didn't you go? Didn't you notice the Sarshana? Wow. You didn't notice. I postponed it to 20. Let me tell you. You postponed it to 20. There's nothing. What do we care, right? What do we care? Exactly. Clean. Let's come to it for now. To Cancer signs, the struggle of shadows. Dear Cancers, what is dear Cancers? The situation? Pluto is in the 8th house. And? Where is the sun transitioning to? To your 11th house. So there's a festivity in external resources. There's a festivity in external resources. Where is Venus? In the 9th house. So, while heading towards the life level I have to change to, my old habits are constantly trying to trip me up again. Is it God that I have been dealing with? So that I don't go for a long time. They say I've changed a lot. Oh my God. Could it be that it doesn't suit their interests? Could they be trying to do this behind your back without saying it to your face? Because Venus does this in Pisces. If it works. Exactly. If he eats. But you have to do this. Why? Because otherwise, through the Pluto external resources connection, that is, through the management of others, instead of you managing others, you let them manage you. You give away all the strings. You're not aware of it. You still can't dust it off. All the strings. No way, you're not taking them to manage me. Aren't these the strings? What else would a friend take them for? What else could they be taking them for? Come on, you can't dust it off for them. You're deceiving yourself this much? Next week, go ahead and deceive. Deceive. Again, from your house of values. If you want deceive, it's up to you, as you please. Isn't it infringing on someone else's rights? Is it good when your own rights are infringed upon? Next week, because you will experience the parents of this. Completely, you're stringing your whole life on a thread and selling it. Because in your 9th house, you see your entire life, you see your flings, your money-related transactions, all strung on a thread. Look, son, should I let go? Huh? Should I let go of the crabs? Look, I will let go. It turns from a twist, doesn't it? Let go, you'll come. No problem. Let go, you'll come. What happened? It broke off. You should have done it, brother. We told you to do it, didn't we? It's over. Period. Because in the middle of the week, and all the accounts and everything will be clear as glass in front of you. When the moon moves into Aries, it's dark but in front of you. I can't believe what I'm seeing. When the moon moves into this sign, you won't believe it either. How it will be. Then take a look. Then sort out the wheat from the chaff. Where is Mars? It moved into your 2nd house. It moved into the house of values. There is productivity there. If you go there, if you value your own values, there is productivity. Everything you hear in your current state is just rumors. Everything you do is real. This Triton is in the 8th house. How much you give of yourself and enter transformation, how much it challenges you. Mix this with all relationships. In the name of the power of shadows. Next week. Dear Cancer dealers. Otherwise, you will be at odds with yourself. Jupiter in your 12th house protects you, but only to a certain extent. Those secretive events have expanded. Now, in the 12th house, its essence ends and protects. But Venus is in the sign ruled by the 12th house, Pisces. Are you going to cause major financial losses? Are you going to cause major relational or value-based losses? It's up to you. Completely up to you. There's nothing to be done there. If there were, the shop would be yours. Take shelter with your sister-in-law. What are they going to do in the name of the power of shadows? Something shameful is going on. My friend, there's something inappropriate going on. Subtitles MK. Shall we move on to the Leo signs now? Dear Leos, Pluto is preparing you for transformation with the 7th house. Serious work and serious relationships. Where is your mind in serious work? I am there. Where is your mind in serious relationships? I am there. That will elevate you to the top level. Finished. Exactly. All right. The 8th house. Other people's resources. There are secretive events regarding managing other people's resources. Do I eat or do I eat? Do you eat or do I eat? But we have a small problem, Mr. Aslan. The power is with the other. The transformation is going through them. And if Pluto is there, okay, your ruling planet, it's not even a planet. How is it not even a planet? Sun, it's not a planet. It's not something ordinary like a planet. It's not even worth writing about. What is it? A star, sun, is it a joke? Exactly. A star or a joke. The sun star. But only to a certain extent. To a certain extent. When Pluto gets involved, even that stops. Stop. Stop. My jacket was taken off. Pluto arrived to a certain extent. Even I, the sun, to a certain extent. In the end, it represents those who don't leave this dimension. And this is very serious in you. Saturn says, next week, you might get into trouble in many areas. You might get into trouble in many areas. The sun will transition into your 10th house, into the house of your stance in life, the house of values, and the house of commerce, your career. Everything is ticking. There is a cycle of transformation, Mr. Arslan. There, you listened to Saturn. You grew. You didn't listen. You didn't listen, Snap. You didn't listen, Snap. So you transformed with Pluto. Transformed. Couldn't transform. It snaps. It snaps. It's coming. It will appear. You'll try to leave. The sun now, you know. By the way, you know. It's coming. It will appear. You'll try to leave. If you use the Venus fish to trip someone up, get out. Without the person in front of you having a claim on you, or you having a claim on them, if you're transforming like a gentleman, there is transformation from leaving. Mars, move to the 1st house. You will want to help. If you don't get stuck on Saturn, you won't get stuck on Saturn. There's nothing to do there. Well, let nothing happen. There's a Saturn-Venus conjunction, right? While tripping someone up, you have 2 possibilities. One is to use the creativity of Venus in Pisces like a gentleman and create a productive transformation. The second is to get caught up in the ego of the sun star and trip someone up and then try to cover up that trip. That's where Saturn comes into play. Gone. In a snap. Clean. 7. You can use your ground pilot so beautifully and powerfully that even you won't believe what you've done. But you need to maintain your ego. You need to maintain your spontaneous reactions. Otherwise, none of it will happen. Right before your eyes, staring straight into your eyes, a huge one. you'll bury at the bottom of the ocean with your own hands. The ball is in your court. It's something entirely up to you. You can make an enormous change. We made it, man. In Exynia, the passengers filled the Titanic with passengers. I mean, why act foolishly on top of that? Because everyone, subtitle. MK. Now let's come to the esteemed Virgo signs. Dear Virgos, the sun is moving into your 9th house. Preparation, a complete change in lifestyle from A to Z, changing completely from A to Z and becoming incredibly efficient. While doing this, in the 7th house, in a serious manner, don't pay attention. Today, there are the restless. Because Venus has left Pisces. Sorry, Venus has come out of Pisces retrograde. There are very beautiful, tremendous developments on the agenda right now. Mercury is completely taking you with the management of external resources. As an instinct, Jupiter is in the 10th house, in a tremendous way to you. Yields from external sources, career-like sources. In other words, it offers you things you can expand. Where is Mars? Anthem. Does wine count as 10? 10. Mars has transitioned to the 12th numbers. Father, Om, son, daughter, son, you're right. The energy of Virgo will shift inward a bit. From this moment on, you need to bring your managerial skills to the forefront. Reason? Because you will try to go. Since Mars has gone to the 12th numbers, its energy is restricted there. The most important thing you need to pay attention to here is Venus, in Pisces and Mars's. The hidden and secretive events in the 12th house may come to light. As you finally turn your level to the highest point in terms of value, you need to pay attention to them until the band there breaks. Did it break? Then what do we ask from it? They are now left there. Then what? But that state, the transition stage of Pluto-Coman's organization's expansion. Because there's a saying like this. The place of the event is such a place that no one dares to ask you the question. They want to ask. It's at such a high value. They can't point it out to ask you this. Look, we were going to question it, or gossip about it, or put a ring around it. It doesn't work, because we can't keep up. We don't have the capacity to do this. Dan, you need to head towards this point. Mr. Fish, you need to head towards this point. Didn't you go? They will bring it down because. Did they bring it down? They will bring it down because. 5, 6, sorry. Of course. House number 6, 7, 8. You will go towards expanding and throwing your organizations, and you will start to see this as vital. If I were here, by your side, I wouldn't share anything with anyone. That point. And I would pay attention to them too. Keep your enemy closer. Exactly. Friends, that's all from me for now. Yes. See you in the next video. You will ruin it in advance. Exactly, thank you.